So, let's dive into something new today, the Moto G67 Power. This is a phone that seems to be on a mission, a really specific one, to find the biggest, most annoying frustrations we all have with our smartphones and just solve them.
I mean, really think about that for a second. What if your phone just worked? What if it wasn't this source of constant low-grade stress in your pocket? A device that actually works with you, letting you get on with your life instead of worrying about its limitations.
You know this feeling. We all do. It's that sinking feeling in your stomach when you see that little red battery icon. It always pops up at the worst possible time, right? And then begins the mad dash for a charger, trying to figure out if you've got enough juice to even make it home. It's a real thing, that low battery anxiety. And how about this one? You see the perfect moment. Maybe it's a birthday, a beautiful sunset, or your friend making a hilarious face, and you pull out your phone, but the camera just can't keep up. You end up with a blurry, grainy mess that looks nothing like the memory you were trying to save. So frustrating.
And then there's this, that heart-stopping, slow-motion moment when the phone slips out of your hand. That one clumsy drop, that knock off the table, and bam, you're looking at a shattered screen and a seriously expensive repair bill. Our phones are so powerful, but man, so many of them feel incredibly fragile.
All right, so let's see how the Moto G67 Power tackles that first huge frustration. And the promise they're making here is a big one, a phone that can let you go away for an entire weekend and leave your charger at home. And this is how they do it. 7,000 milliamps. That is a massive battery. To put it in perspective, that is way, way bigger than what you find in most flagship phones. It's a number that just screams that this phone's whole approach to power is on another level.
So, what does a giant number like 7,000 milliamp hours actually get you in the real world? It gets you up to 58 hours of power from a single charge. That's not just one day, that's over 2 full days. It's enough for 130 hours of music, 33 hours of video, or 26 hours of nonstop gaming. It's basically the freedom to just stop thinking about your battery.
Now, you're probably thinking, how did they fit a battery that huge in there without making the phone a giant brick? Well, it's not just about size, it's about smarter technology. They're using something called silicon carbon tech. The simplest way to think about it is that it lets them pack way more energy into a smaller, more efficient space.
And these numbers right here tell the whole story. Compared to the last model, you get a 17% bigger capacity, a 12% jump in how much power they can pack in, and get this, the battery itself is actually 7% thinner. That's the magic trick here. It's not just more power, it's more power in a slimmer, sleeker package.
So it all comes together perfectly here. You're getting way more power, a phone that still feels great in your hand, and technology that's better for the long-term health of the battery. That first frustration, battery anxiety, yeah, I'd say that's pretty much solved.
Okay, on to frustration number 2, the unreliable camera. How does this phone build a camera system that you can actually count on to capture those moments you don't want to miss?
Well, it all starts with a rock-solid foundation. We're talking about a 50-megapixel Sony Lydia sensor. Now, Sony has a world-class reputation for a reason, right? So you take that incredible hardware and you pair it with some really smart software, and you get amazing shots, even in tough situations like the super low-light photo you see here.
But great hardware is only half the battle. Moto is using AI to act like a little pro photographer in your pocket. Auto smile capture is genius for group shots. It literally waits until everyone's smiling to take the picture. Auto night vision kicks in automatically to brighten things up, and it works on selfies too. And the AI-powered portrait mode gives you that slick, professional-looking background blur. Okay, now this is a really big deal. It's one thing to have 4K video on your main camera, but on this phone, you get 4K on the ultra-wide camera and on the 32-megapixel selfie camera. That gives you so much creative freedom and means that all of your video, no matter which camera you're using, is going to look super sharp and professional.
All right, so battery, check. Camera, check. Now what about performance? And what about that fear of dropping your phone? This is where we get into the brains and the brawn of the G67 Power.
So first up, the brains. Powering the whole thing is a Snapdragon 7S Gen 2 processor. All you really need to know is that this is a super fast, super efficient chip. It means everything from opening your apps to streaming to gaming just feels smooth and snappy. No lag, no stuttering.
And then you have the brawn. The phone is MIL STD 810H certified. This is not just some fancy marketing term. This is a real deal, military-grade standard for durability.
It means this phone has been put through a whole battery of tests to make sure it can handle the abuse of the real world.
So what does that military-grade toughness actually look like? Well, it means it's protected from all angles. It's passed tests for shock and crazy temperatures. The screen is covered in Gorilla Glass 7i to protect against drops and scratches. It's got an IP64 rating, so getting caught in the rain is no big deal. And even the finish is this really nice premium vegan leather that's actually built to last.
So, when you put this all together, what do you actually have? You've got a phone that offers more than just a list of specs. It's offering real solutions, the power to give you freedom, a camera that sparks creativity, and durability that gives you peace of mind.
And here it is. This is the end result. A really stylish, powerful, and tough phone that was clearly designed from the very beginning to find those core frustrations we started with and just get rid of them.
And, I think this quote really gets to the heart of it all. The goal here isn't just to make a phone with better numbers on a spec sheet. It's to build a tool that lets you live your life with fewer interruptions, with less anxiety, so you can actually be present in the moment.
And that kind of leaves us with one final thought, doesn't it? If you take away the limits, the battery dying, the bad photos, the fear of breaking it, what does that free you up to do? What new things could you create? Definitely something to think about.